Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Entrepreneur Essentials. I'm here with my good friend Shivam. So today we're going to talk about how to be a leader. So we're going to sit down. I always bring questions to Shivam from our channel, Evan Carmichael's channel, to get a unique perspective on the questions that we already have. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about leadership. Shivam, how are you doing?
Hey guys, so I'm doing awesome. Lots of exciting stuff happening. I was just talking to Lily about that. So it's overwhelming. It's awesome, and I'm here to talk about some more awesome stuff, I guess.
Nice. All right, Shivam. So the first question is talking about mentoring. Okay. So it's coming from Michael, and Michael's asking, what is the best way to start mentoring others?
So this one is a tough one for me because so what I felt right now, since I'm a coach, and the prime emotion that drives me is that I try to place the benefit of somebody I'm coaching before my own. So I'll bend around corners, I'll bend my time, I'll bend my salary, for example. And I think that I would keep as the most important thing to start with, is really focusing on the person who's going to be there to listen to you or to take advice from you, and really be interested in what can you bring to the table for their life, and what type of value can you bring. And that is the kind of the mindset that I go in every single day. When I go to the hall, I have kids from as young as, hopefully now, 4.5 to people age 25. Oh, by the way, we also have somebody who was 62 who wanted to play, so that's going to be awesome as well. But and that's kind of the demographic. But every time I go into the hall, what I am really interested in is how can I make their life better today. And I think inculcating uh, that and cultivating this specific emotion is prime to start off with mentoring. Now, if you wanted to know, Michael, right? If you wanted to know the kind of practical best way, like the give me a tip on how I can start tomorrow, I would say just have that mindset and put out a Facebook post, or talk to your friends. So one way would be, for example, the first person I started coaching was my brother, my younger brother. So he very often takes advice from me on what he should do after his college. So he's studying physics in Canada, in Toronto. And so he usually takes in advice from me. Okay, I love programming, but I'm doing physics. How do I put them together? How do I take data science? So maybe you could start with a family member and you could get kind of an idea. And of course, you've done it before. We all have. And taking that, you could put up a Facebook post on, uh, this is what I have done. In case anybody needs any kind of help in this area, I'm going to be there. That would be, according to me, the best way to start. You can start tomorrow with that, even today if you want.
Always. I love it. I think starting right away is always the advice I have for anything. I love the fact that you talked about the mindset. The mindset of a mentor is that you're really there to help someone and really guide them through. They're looking at you as their guardian angel. You have to remember that it's a huge responsibility, and they're looking up to you, and you're really taking them under your wing, is what Shivam is doing with all of these young folks. So that's on the mindset side, and you really covered it. And I'm just going to add to the practical side of it. I know there are tons of websites that you can go on. There's a Big Brother and Big Sisters Club that we have in North America. I'm not sure if you guys have that in Asia. Big Brothers and Big Sisters?
No, we don't. That's interesting.
Yeah, so we have that, and you could sign up and they go through a training program with you. And what it is you're able to take someone under your wing who's a lot younger than you, people who are really in a need for some sort of positive role model in their lives. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of young, like the youth, that they feel a little bit lost, and they're looking for direction. So that's one way of doing it. And there's also business mentorship as well. There's tons of websites you can go on to that has some sort of business mentoring. The most important thing is setting the right parameters for your mentorship. Seeing how the relationship is actually going to develop, because you are committing your time, your effort, and you're taking time away from your family, your job, and whatever else are you sacrificing to really mentor this person. You have to make sure that the guideline and the boundaries are there. So it's important. And also on the mentee side as well, they are also looking for they have expectations. There are certain things that they're looking for. So really coming with an agreement right when you're going into the partnership is very, very important. And you can download some of those forms online. If you were to Google it, I'm sure you'd be able to find it. So that's on the practical side. Yeah.
Awesome. I love the Big Brother, Big Sister club. I just took down a note on that, so I remember. Maybe I'm gonna try do something around that line here. It would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. When I was growing up, I'm an only child. And I always wanted to have a big brother or a big sister. I never had it. So for people like me who want to look for direction that's beyond just from their parents or teachers, it's a really great option. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Nice. Okay, so on to the next question, Shivam. It's about how to be successful in leadership, coming from Willow. What are your thoughts on that?
Do you want to start on that one? Because that's kind of tough, and I want to hear you first.
Yes. Oh, I will definitely start on that. Leadership, the way I see it, is a responsibility. It is not a title. It is not a rank. What it is, it's you. When you become a leader, is your responsibility to take care of the people in your charge. I've always seen it that way. And you don't become a leader by just calling yourself a leader. You have to be chosen as a leader. And in order to be chosen as a leader, what do you need to do? Care for other people, make sure that you have a vision that includes everybody else. You always have to put yourself in the shoes of the people that you're trying to lead. Because in my opinion, all leaders that I look up to, like Martin Luther King, I was going to say Indiana Jones. No. Why did I say that? Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, all of these people that I look up to, they all have one thing in common. They have genuine followers, people who follow their vision, who will give up everything to follow their mission and their vision. And that only comes from a place of trust, because they have created an environment that people are willing to follow. So leadership is a responsibility, and you need to be chosen as a leader versus calling yourself as a leader, and then you become a leader and you're trying to, force people to follow you. That's my opinion. That's my take on it. I have a very egalitarian perspective on leadership. That's why. What do you think, Shivam?
I think that's really interesting, and that's quite close to what I had in mind when I got started learning about leadership. When I got exposed to people like Tom Bilyeu or Lewis Howes, or these guys who are doing, or even Evan. And I think Evan started making his own videos quite later in the stage, because I don't remember seeing many, but I do remember seeing a lot of success videos from Evan, quite a while ago. And so, and I've always felt that these guys were trying from a very genuine, deep inside meaning to help somebody else. And that again comes back to the mentoring part, that we really have to believe that we can provide value. But then I am fascinated by Simon Sinek's approach, leaders eat last. And that has been kind of my go-to approach for almost about a year. Yes, I'm making videos. Yes, I'm trying to take people and like help them in some or the other way, but I never see myself as a leader who leads. So I started looking myself when I tried to when I thought, okay, I'm gonna be a leader. It was very weird because now it had a responsibility. As you said, it's about taking the responsibility and trying to change. But then I saw a lot of people who were not leading from ahead. I personally know a lot of people who are kind of pushing from behind, and I love that approach, and I try to be that as much as I can, because that really puts other people in front. So me trying to, or not me, let's take me aside, but for example, Grant Cardone, that's somebody who might look over hyper on his social media, but that is somebody, if you are an employee with him, he really pushes you forward, like really. He pushes you forward towards like working hard for your family, for others. And I like that approach. I like that approach where you kind of push people. And yes, sometimes, and I've had it, that I've been told that you're pushing too much, but I think that's kind of the point, because if there's nobody to push too much, then everybody's going to be in the comfort zone. So I like that approach towards leadership, or more towards helping people, which I believe is the definition of leadership. Now that's not kind of a direct answer, but that's kind of my thought, and it's wishy-washy, but that's how I am.
No, it's true. It's and you know what? Everyone has an opportunity to be a leader today. Right? For a leader, you have to start taking care of other people and helping people. That's what we're trying to say. Like even today, you may think, oh, I'm only in grade 6. I'm just a child. How can I be a leader? You know, leader is someone who does amazing things. Yeah, you can be you can be a leader. You could stand up for someone. If you see someone being bullied in your schoolyard, you could stand up and say, hey, that is not right. You cannot do that to people. You could start today. You don't have to wait until you're 35 years old when you have a lot of money to be a leader. Everybody can start right now. And it doesn't matter where you're at. You just have to start. I do like that. How are you doing for time, Shivam? I know today we're a little bit short on time.
Yeah, I think we can do the one more question, right? We had the first question that was supposed to be the first question.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, I'm excited to hear about this. So this question comes from Shanti. She's asking, how do you overcome your fear?
So this, again, as most of what I talk about comes from somebody I follow, which is Seth Godin. And kind of, I think almost everybody follows Seth Godin. Everybody I've talked to, they follow him for some reason. His blog is awesome. And he had this video. Now I don't remember if it was on YouTube or if it was in one of his courses on Udemy. But so what he said was, fear is like a voice in your head, and it's that voice which says maybe you're going to fail. And the way to overcome fear is to know that you're never going to be able to overcome fear. However, what you are going to be able to do is, so he explains it in that there are, and I also did a video quite similar on that after I got kind of really inspired by that. So what I was talking about also was two brothers. So one says maybe you'll fail, the other one says maybe it's gonna go awesome. And with time and with practice, we can train ourselves to not listen to the maybe you're going to fail brother, but we can try to listen to the other one. And which Seth Godin says is, what we need to learn is to dance with fear, not oppose it, not push it, not push it down, not push it away, but to be able to dance with it, and to realize that there is fear, and then there is kind of never that situation where there is no fear. It's always going to be there. And that comes on to another point that I learned from this very video, and just thought I'm going to share it, which is, so what I used to think was there's happy and there's sad. or like there's extremely happy or there's extremely sad, miserable life. But what I was missing out on was that there is a neutral, which is what we are most of the times. So sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad, but at the end, it normally comes to a neutral point. And that approach towards fear is, I think, awesome. I still, whenever I do a video, whenever I do a live stream, it, it's like this. I feel weird. And every time every time I'm entering the table tennis hall, yes, these are the same kids who see me 8 hours a day, every single day. Every single time I enter the hall, I have this: what if I don't perform? What if I don't help them? What happens? And that's going to be there. I choose to ignore it and normally kind of just open Instagram on my phone. But I think that has been my go-to for when I decided to leave a potential job in US and come here on a 10x less salary and try to do something on my own. It was scary. It was kind of the same mindset what I had when I, instead of again taking up a job after my engineering, decided to pursue table tennis full time, which I was very new at. And the same thing when I went to Denmark. So every single time I've done something big with my life, it's been there. Every time I've done something small with my life, it's been there. I just kind of went through with it. I don't know if that gives you some practical tips, but I think that listening to the right brother is something that we all can inculcate. It's going to be a habit.
I absolutely agree. I don't think fear is ever going to go away. I don't believe in overcoming fear, but it's what you're saying, like dance with the fear, right? Feeling the fear and still going through with it. I've a great example that I'm thinking about is when I spoke at TEDx, and the rehearsal was so scary. Like the rehearsal was like worse than the actual day, and I was just afraid I couldn't figure things out. I was like, I can't do this. And I kept on telling myself that I'm excited, not nervous. I'm excited, not nervous. Because really, and I learned that from Simon Sinek. He was talking about that in one of the videos. And it's true, because the sensations that you feel in your body when you're nervous and excited is exactly the same. So I just kept on saying, I'm excited. And every time I was backstage and the other speakers were all so nervous, like everybody was nervous. He's like, how are you feeling? All the speakers like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. They're like, really? You're excited? I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be great. I'm so excited about this. And eventually I became that. Like I stepped into the fear and I became excited about it. And now, like, if I feel that kind of like sensations in my stomach now, I was like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. I'm going to go towards it. Like now I use fear, I harness fear in a very positive way. If I feel fear, I have to do it. If I don't do it, then I'm going to regret it. So that's how I look at it.
That's great. That really pushes me towards, yes, I'm kind of the right direction.
It's true. It's true.
But that's awesome. Let's see if we have a question on the live chat where we finish off. How to follow regular so yeah, I don't really understand. It says how to follow regular work. Would it be how to get regular work?
I don't know. Unless they mean that how to stay regular on your work. I don't know.
Quite possible. But I'm gonna talk about this on the personal chat.
Okay.
Success India. Oh.
All right. Success India. All right.
That's awesome. Alrighty. Yeah. So should we kind of wrap it up? And I'm gonna go running off.
I know. You got important things to do. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
It's a dinner, but it's awesome. It's a benchmark.
Good. I'm glad.
Awesome. Let's wrap it off, guys. I'm gonna see you here with Lily next Tuesday, kind of around the same time. Yeah, I think we started a minute late, but it's close. I'm getting close. And but yeah, all right. So see you next time, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.